7 days have gone and 7 days have passed. This week at Bungie is here at last. Hi everybody, I'm Boom, and today we're going to be looking at This Week at Bungie of September 30th, 2021. This week at Bungie, we introduce our new D&I club. The TWAB must go on. We are deep into the Season of the Lost now. New secrets are unfolding in the Shattered Realm each week, and the plot is thickening up real nice. We don't want to spoil anything here, but make sure you are keeping up with seasonal quests and give Crow a hug for us. This week's Iron Banner rages on. In case you missed it or haven't played this week, we increased the score target from 125 to 150 in a match-based control mode. We also adjusted the Mercy threshold to try and reduce the number of games that end shortly before a team reaches the score target. Let us know how these new changes feel with Iron Banner being live this weekend. We are giving Trials the weekend off, but we wanted to give one more update on how Week 3 went. Last weekend was the third weekend of our ongoing Test and Learn. The two big changes this week were running the Trials Labs Capture Zone mode and tweaking the Flawless Pool to enable Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Here are some updates on what the data looked like in Week 3. Solo win rate remained at 27%. Solo blowout rate was 37% prior to enabling the Flawless Pool and dropped below 30% after. These are all consistent with Week 2. Non-competitive matches 5-0 and 5-1 were at 55% on Friday and Saturday and dropped to 51% Sunday and Monday. Very consistent overall with Week 2. We saw a solid sub 50 seconds matchmaking times all weekend, aside from early in-card matchmaking protection causing a slight rise up to 75 seconds during the middle of the night in North America on Sunday and Monday. Overall, we had 667,000 players participating in labs, down 33,000 from Week 2, with 220 players going flawless. We had 100k fewer matches played overall, which roughly the same average matches per players. One dataset that is particularly informative is average hours played by skill. This shows us that the mid-range of skill, aka the average Crucible player, are playing at 1.5 to 2 hours more on average. Meanwhile, the average hours played at the end of the skill range has barely changed. We did find one bug with the way the pool-based matchmaking interacts with disabled pools. It collapses them down into a previous pool. Unfortunately, the setup for aiding matchmaking for the first few wins of the week causes an unintentional flawless mini-pool for the first 2 wins of the card. If you went flawless and are on a 1 or 2 win of your reset passage, you preferentially match against other flawless players in the same state. Once you get to win 2, this goes away. And of course, starting at 10 a.m. on Sundays, the entire passage has preferentially matchmaking against other flawless players. So those of you who thought matchmaking got harder after going flawless on Friday or Saturday, even though the flawless pool wasn't on, you were right. We are planning a fix for this in the next few weeks. This weekend is off for Iron Banner, but the next few weekends will be back to standard elimination, with the Flawless Pool starting at Sunday at 10 a.m. We know shaking it up every weekend has been a bit jarring and are looking to keep some consistency in the weeks ahead. So, let's talk about labs. Labs talk. The first weekend of Trials Labs went well. We played a lot, read a lot of feedback, talked to our friends and clanmates, and looked at the data. Analytically, the weeks looked very similar and matches were slightly more competitive as players grappled with new rule sets. Experimentally, there are some changes we are looking at to make the mode better. So what is Bungie going to be doing to making the Objective Trials mode better, basically the OBJ capture point? Find a different way to capture zone locations without giving positional advantages to either side. Yes! That was my main complaint this weekend while we were playing Trials. Internally, we initially tested a single central zone, but found that created a dull, repetitive game as it always collapsed the usable map space to that central location. Okay, I can agree with that one. The correct method uses the central tiebreaker position as the center and A and C positions from control during advantage rounds. We used those points to get a mode into testing quicker, but unfortunately, that had the side effects of giving one side an advantage. We like the dynamism that it created when we playtested internally. That might be a good mechanism in a less competitive mode, but we heard you loud and clear that significant of an advantage is too much for Trials of Osiris. Yes, it promotes camping. We do not need any more camping because we already do enough in Elimination Trials of Osiris. We don't need to promote it with a capture zone. We are looking at authoring additional neutral capture locations and a few maps to support further labs this season. We still need to play around with milder advantageous positions to use in extreme cases depending on the map, but we want to make sure we have at least 3 neutral locations. That's exactly what I was saying. Literally, while we were playing Trials this weekend, I was saying rather than giving it an A and C point advantage, make it so that your middle one shifts. So rather than having that middle tunnel on Wormhaven, so what you want to do is have one of the capture points on the outside, which would promote, more sniping in a more open area, maybe with some underneath flanks, and then have it in the inside area where close to B, where the heavy spawns. And that way you're not shifting an advantage of A and C, you're shifting it more into a horizontal B spawn. So sometimes you're in that B middle, sometimes you're on the B outside, and sometimes you're in B corridors inside. Moving on, remove the gain super energy on capture from the capture zone. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't even know capturing the point gave you super energy. Shit! This specifically after an elimination leads to more snowballing. Okay, I can agree. These changes are going to need more work and playtesting than the changes we have been making so far. We are looking to get something ready for another run at Trials Lab Capture Zone as early as December. Okay, with some of these changes, I'm actually excited to see how it's going to be. At least it's in December. We've got quite a few weeks of elimination. We don't have to worry about it until it comes back. And there's also going to be Freelance that's going to be joining us as a lab later on during the season. Next up, disability awareness. At Bungie, we believe that everyone should be able to play our games regardless of a barrier or disability they have. October is Disability History Month and National Disability Employment Awareness Month in the United States, which is held annually to increase awareness and understanding of the contribution made by persons with disabilities. Yesterday, we announced our newest inclusion club, Accessibility at Bungie. Their mission is to partner with organizations within the gaming industry who are dedicated to game accessibility. This club has worked closely with several teams here at Bungie to create our Diversity and Inclusion Pins series for the Bungie store entitled Everyone Can Play. An emblem of the same name will also be included. Wow, look at these. This is a pin, and then you have the emblem for the game. That's amazing. Great job, Bungie. You guys know how to support everybody in the community. The pin and emblem will be added to the Bungie store on October 1st. Be sure to check out the Bungie store tomorrow and follow them at Bungie Store on Twitter for when it gets added. GM time next week. Grandmaster difficulty unlocks for Nightfalls. First up this season, you will be going into the Hollowed Lair to face off against the Fanatic and his Horde of Scorn. Be careful, dead things, as the Scorns have recently discovered ways to wield stasis. Things might get a little icy out there. Okay, I see what they did there. If this is your first go in the realm of Grandmaster difficulty, the power bar is set high for this aspirational activity. Make sure you have those numbers pumped up to 1345 to get started. Trying to catch up, snag some bounties, complete your seasonal challenges, and earn as many pinnacle-powered rewards as you can. Iron Banner is still the rage this week, so make sure to complete all 4 pinnacle bounties before Lord Saladin packs up shop. Later in the season, we'll be making some changes to Grandmaster and their accessibility. We mentioned these changes in a previous TWAB, and upon rereading them, some of the bullets, we realized it may have looked like these changes were going live in tandem with Grandmasters becoming available this season. Apologies if we caused any confusion, but the following changes are coming in an update currently planned for December. The Grandmaster catch-up node will become available at the same time Grandmaster difficulty is available, so long as you have the Conqueror's title but have not yet gilded it this season. Wow, I don't even have that yet. I have yet to attempt a Grandmaster, so this is going to be interesting this season. Grandmasters will already have gone live by the time this changes comes later this season, but the catch-up node will become available when Grandmaster first starts in seasons going forward. Each Grandmaster Nightfall will be available if the fireteam leader has not completed the gilding triumph for that strike during the season. In other words, you may play each featured strike for a season to earn your gilded title. Once you've gilded your title, the catch-up nodes will no longer be available. Okay, in terms of loot, there aren't any major changes happening. Completing Grandmaster Nightfall gives you the chance to earn adept variants of Nightfall-specific weapons, such as the Palindrome Hand Cannon or the newly released Hothead rocket launcher. Players may also earn enhancement cores, prisms, and ascendant shards for their efforts. We recently made a change where adept weapon mods for impact, charge time, blast radius, and projectile speed can now be acquired from Grandmaster Nightfalls in addition to Trials of Osiris and raids. Good luck out there, Guardians. Fire team up and take on the darkness. Don't feel shame if you need some guidance, mind you. There are plenty of creators throughout our community that are eager to provide tips, tricks, and in-depth guides to help you on your way to the Conqueror titles. Speaking of which, guys, I do stream at twitch.tv/boommangaming. I'm actually looking forward to helping some of you guys do some Grandmaster Nightfalls, helping you get that Conqueror title, as well as myself. And just overall having a good time, guys. I love helping out Guardians. This is why I do TWABs now, and I also do the How To Destiny 2 for the new Light Guardians. Come on down. I'd love to give you guys some tips and tricks and help you guys out. To wrap things up in the TWAB here, what a week. The fashion game is strong, Iron Banner bounties are live, and the Season of the Lost narrative is zigging, sagging, and tugging at the heartstrings. We also shared an update from our CEO, Pete Parsons, on our continued efforts to improve diversity with our company and the industry. We have been far from perfect in these areas, and you can read about our commitment to be better going forward here. We hope you are doing well wherever you are. Have a great week both in and out of the game. Heart Cosmo. And guys, that's going to be it for this week at Bungie. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, subscribe, comment down below what you think Bungie should be doing next to improve on the game. And I will see you guys all next time. I'm Boomman, and I'm out. Have a great week, guys.